Semper Fi, Mr. Watson.
This treatment program keeps veterans with misdemeanor crimes out of the court system. We'll take you behind the scenes with the Tucson Police Department and hear the story behind the Mormon Battalion Monument. These stories and more coming up next in Tucson. Hi, I'm Lane Mandel. Thanks for joining us. Today, we'll tell you what's happening in Tucson. We're at the El Presidio Plaza downtown. It's home to this Mormon Battalion Monument. We'll tell you more about it in a moment, but first, let's take a look at a program that's having a real impact in our community.
Jay Watson, United States Marine Corps.
Semper Fi, Mr. Watson.
Welcome to the Regional Municipalities Veterans Treatment Court. It encompasses Tucson, Oro Valley, and Sahuarita. Veterans who have committed an infraction in one of those courts are given a life-changing opportunity.
So what we do in most cases, we offer you the opportunity to complete the program and have those charges dismissed so that you don't have the stigma of a criminal conviction on your record. We're going to continue in the program and bring you back, sir.
It's not a free ride. The 6-month diversion program consists of 3 components. Veterans must attend court regularly, complete treatment, and meet with their mentor at least 6 hours each month. This is in addition to remaining drug and alcohol free.
They come in wanting to leave, but after a talk or two, they stay. And when they do stay, they start going through the program. They start appreciating what we give. Not just as mentors, but the treatments that we give.
Our goals are to help the clients with substance abuse, anger management, adult responsibility, implementation of harm reduction techniques, recovery skills, healthy relationships to help them succeed in this program.
Welcome, Miguel. Thanks for coming in. Hey, you seem to be doing great in this program and everything, so I just wanted to touch bases with you.
An integral part of the program is monthly meetings with a mentor.
A mentor is someone who in many cases has been through the program, but in all cases has served in the military. That makes you part of the 1% of the people in this country who served in the military.
I'm looking for an apartment right now.
Okay.
Okay, and so I have a couple of items, maybe furniture or appliances, small appliances I might need.
We'll put our feelers out there and see what we can get scrape up and stuff.
But, that'll be great.
Yeah, try to take that off your stress list, and let's work on other things. So
we can help them with employment. We can help them with their housing situations. We can help them get connected with the VA. Just other resources that are available in Tucson area.
Charity McLean knows firsthand how important it is for the participants to succeed in the program.
I was kind of in a downward spiral, actually, and I ended up here. So this court helped pick me back up in ways that I can never express how grateful I am for the help that I received in this court.
One reason why Veterans Court is successful is because much of the staff shares something in common.
I spent 8 years in the United States Coast Guard.
I myself am a retired first sergeant, active duty Army for a little over 23 years.
I spent quite a few years in the military, in the Army.
I'm a spouse of a veteran who's proudly served the United States Air Force for 11 years and did 3 combat tours in Afghanistan.
I served just over 11 years in the Air Force.
It's not only the staff who have served our country.
There's a bond between those of us who have served in the military. I spent 5 months and 29 days in Vietnam. Michael Pollard, United States Marine Corps.
In a courtroom full of predominantly veterans, participants who have completed the program graduate and have their misdemeanor charges dropped.
Dwayne Parker. I never thought you'd be.
This court is not like many other courts. You can see the difference in the court. We're very kind of fun and laid back.
James Nasro. Come on up, Mr. Nasro. I can't tell you how many times Mr. Nazaro has saluted me, but he saluted me more than 10.
It's a wonderful feeling to see them from point A to point Z, I guess. Just the transformation when the veteran first comes in and just seeing how this program literally has changed their lives and it's turned it around.
Good work, Mr. Hurst. We're going to go ahead then and fully accept you into the program.
Judge Michael Pollard has led Veterans Court for more than 10 years and offers this advice.
When you see a veteran, do more than say thank you for your service. Ask them how they're doing and things of that nature.
Thanks to Judge Michael Pollard's passion for this program, now even more veterans will be able to receive treatment. Here's how.
We're here today to celebrate two things. One, the award of the SAMHSA grant, which has been so important, the federal grant, to keep Veterans Court healthy, and also just to recognize the good work that Veterans Court has done in our community for a number of years.
The Regional Municipalities Veterans Treatment Court Program offers veterans an opportunity to have their misdemeanor charges dropped if they participate in a 6-month diversion program.
We are announcing the grant for it's $395,000 and 52 cents a year, but more importantly, the grant extends out for 5 years. So essentially, it takes a program that's near and dear to my heart and basically sees to it that we can continue to operate.
Judge Michael Pollard has led the program for more than 10 years, a program offering veterans a life-changing opportunity.
I can't express how grateful I am for this program. This program helped me go from literally the depths of where I didn't know if I was going to be able to recover.
Charity McLean now works as a recovery coach, helping fellow veterans.
Now that I have an opportunity to give back to it, I have so much passion for it, and I'm so grateful that this SAMHSA grant was approved because it means we can continue on helping more veterans in situations that were like mine.
That's great news for our veterans. Congrats to all involved. Now let's join city employees at the Tucson Police Department's Forensic Science Week.
Feel free to walk around, see what you see. There's evidence on the floor, on the desk, on the body, on the walls. Feel free to voice your observations. Today we're having a Forensic Science Week, basically showcasing what the department does in terms of forensic science.
City employees got a behind-the-scenes look at the Tucson Police Department's Forensic Division and were able to take on new roles for the day.
You guys see anything on the ground?
Yeah, two casings, but they're both different.
Different casings. Okay, so what does that tell you?
They're two different weapons.
Two different weapons. Very good.
I thought it was really neat the way they had a crime scene laid out and asked us to determine what happened in that case.
The crime scene was staged to look like a suicide, but was it?
I determined that that person had been shot by someone else. It was a homicide as opposed to a apparent suicide.
The tour of the Forensic Division continued with a discussion on fingerprints.
They never change. They're formed when, in about 2 to 3 months into a pregnancy, fingerprints are formed.
Employees were able to get a good look at their fingerprints while making their very own keychain.
So to make your personalized keychain, you're going to take a piece of paper, you're going to initial on either side. Perfect. Now you're going to take whatever finger you want, you're going to take the standard, you're going to smear it around on there, and then you go straight down and straight up, and then you'll put it on the tray, and then we'll process it, and you'll have a keychain.
Awesome.
A few minutes later, employees had a nice souvenir from the event.
I'm enjoying the tour here at the crime lab. It's been actually awesome. These guys have done a great job in explaining every detail of what goes on here.
The next stop on the tour was the toxicology station.
The highest one that's achieved blood alcohol-wise was a 0.5. And so, you know, that's right on the edge of fatality causing. So most people don't survive post 0.5, but we are seeing higher and higher concentrations.
After learning about blood alcohol content levels, it was time to take a field sobriety test.
We have different concentrations of blood alcohol content. They're going to be polarized, so they're going to change your vision to be representative of what you'd be feeling at that time.
So that's how come we decided not to do the walk, because we saw other people doing the walk, and they look pretty funny.
When you drink alcohol, there's a progression of effects. So as the concentration starts to increase, then you're going to see first an issue with the cognitive function. Someone who's experiencing this is going to have cognitive issues. They're not going to understand that they're impaired. It's a real challenge.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna drink again.
What did employees take away from the Forensic Science Week event?
Do not drink and drive. Never. Don't drink and drive. Ever.
I think it's an amazing experience for city employees. You never understand how many moving pieces there are in the city, and this is just one building.
Wow, I learned so much about crime scene investigations. Now, let's learn what this beautiful monument represents, as told through the lens of our recent intern, Gage Judd.
There is existing right over there in this part of the park a little plaque. Basically states this is commemorating the first American flag raised in Tucson. Said nothing about who did it or why. So a group of people decided there needed to be something a little more substantial that would recognize the people who sacrificed to make that happen.
Almost 200 years ago, a company of the United States Army dubbed the Mormon Battalion entered Tucson, Arizona, but their journey started on the other side of the country.
The Mormons were in Council Bluffs, Iowa, when the Mexican-American War began in 1846. They had been driven from both Missouri and Illinois over a period of years, so they were in pretty dire straits at that point. And a recruit, a captain, came into the camp asking for 500 volunteers to serve in the Army of the West under General Kearney.
The battalion consisted of 4 companies, and close to 80 women and children joined the 500 recruits. They began their march westward through Fort Leavenworth, down to Texas, New Mexico, and into southern Arizona. Their march through the state would take them through St. David, Benson, the San Pedro River, and finally into Tucson.
They were on their portion of their 2,000-mile march, which is one of the longest marches in U.S. history. But they came into Tucson pretty much in a desperate stage, without food, water. When they entered the Presidio of Tucson, they were able to receive, through trade and exchange, they were able to receive the food and help they needed.
The battalion would take control of the Presidio and raise the first American flag over Tucson.
It was the first Anglo-American presence in Tucson. It created that exchange that we have now with our cultures here, and established a route that linked Tucson to the rest of the United States in the future, with I-10 and the Butterfield stage lines and the Santa Fe Railroad. All those things used that same route that had been blazed by the Mormon Battalion.
150 years after the exchange, modern-day descendants of the Mormon Battalion decided to commemorate the hardships undertaken by the members of the historic march.
We began that process back in about 1990, well, earlier than that, 87, I guess. And it evolved from a larger plaque to a single statue, single-person statue, to what you see now.
The monument depicts Mormon Battalion members Christopher Layton and Captain Jefferson Hunt negotiating a peaceful exchange with Mexican merchant Teodoro Ramirez.
But what they accomplished in being able to commemorate the sacrifice and the hardships and the deprivations that the battalion itself had to go through, they're the ones who are important here.
It's nice to finally know how this statue made it here. That wraps it up for this one. I hope you enjoyed this show. I'm Lane Mandel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in Tucson.